You may have heard Doug Ford is seizing the Toronto waterfront. But this won't stop at the Billy Bishop Airport. While Doug Ford has been making his move, Mark Carney's government is quietly redesigning rules to make airport privatization easier everywhere. This is exactly how it starts. You change the rules, remove local control, and make room for private capital. The Billy Bishop Airport operates under a federal framework. Transport Canada and a tripartite agreement with the province and the city reflect a hard-won balance between a working airport and a livable waterfront. It's surrounded by dense housing, and it operates today with turboprops, not jets. And that distinction is important and deliberate, and it reflects decades of work and planning. It protects safety, it limits noise, and it protects the quality of life. Toronto's public health report was clear. Jets mean more noise, more air pollution, more risk to families living there. And Doug Ford's answer is it doesn't matter, we need growth. Well, communities don't accept that trade-off when they actually get a say. Mayor Olivia Chow has been right about this for years. The federal government should be standing with her and with the people of Toronto. Instead, Mark Carney is choosing silence. And if the feds let Ford seize Billy Bishop, removing local democracy from airports will become standard practice across Canada. Mark Carney and Liberal members of Parliament, particularly those MPs representing Toronto, need to be called out because silence is not leadership. Deferring to the level of government who's already putting up a fight is not leadership. When this government talks about protecting public assets, but then removes local control and makes room for private investors, that is not protection. That's a quiet sell-off. Public airports aren't just lines on a balance sheet. They're core to how cities function, how people travel, and how our economy runs. And once they're compromised or privatized, they don't come back. And privatization doesn't always mean selling outright. Sometimes it means changing who decides. Sometimes it's private operators, running terminals, setting rents, determining expansion. The ownership technically stays public, but profits and power flow to investors. This comes down to one basic question. Who should control public infrastructure in Canada? Communities and workers, or governments and private interests, treating public assets like investment opportunities? The NDP believes that airports, waterfronts, and public infrastructure should serve the people who live there and the Canadians who use them. Doug Ford and Mark Carney are moving in the opposite direction. And we will fight this. We will support Toronto and communities across Canada. Other parties can debate whether they want to side with communities or with investors. We already know which side we're on.